brisket's going to apparently drive us the rest of the way there. Oh my gosh, you guys, there are so many bugs here. Look at this. Look at this. I've never, ever seen anything like this in my life. Mayflies. Oh, crazy.
It's cold. Mackinaw City.
Hello. Thanks for following our spring break trip. That actually ended a few months ago now.
Yeah.
We came back home to Florida, just enjoyed some rest, some relaxation, let Miles finish out the rest of his second grade school year, and it all went really well. The one thing we did do is we upgraded our truck. We got a new truck.
F-150 power boost. We love it. The Ranger was great. Big fan of small pickup trucks, but it just couldn't pull what we needed to pull.
Yeah, we noticed that when we were going through the Ozark Mountains, it really was struggling to pull our camper. And we really felt like we needed more power because we are going to be spending a really long time on the road this summer. 11 weeks. Which is the most that we have ever spent RVing.
Yeah, the most we've previously done is about 3 weeks to a month, so this is a big adventure for us.
Yes, fingers crossed for us all, but we will be documenting and filming the whole thing. And in fact, right now, these woods are the state of Michigan, my home state. We're not in my hometown now, but we did pretty much beeline from our house in Orlando all the way up to my sister's house in southern Michigan.
Yeah, a couple of 9-hour days, one Walmart stay, and then we ended up in Kentucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
We stayed at a great campground there called O Kentucky.
Mm-hmm. I like to call it O Kentucky because you can't overnight anywhere in Kentucky. We were going to stay at a Walmart and other places, and it's apparently not allowed, or we just couldn't find the places.
If it's allowed, we couldn't find it.
Yeah, and luckily this place was there. It was right off the highway. We checked in after it closed. We put money in a slot, and we got our space and plugged in for the night.
Yeah, but the vernacular was a little weird. It was, exclamation point, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky?
Oh, Kentucky.
We weren't really sure where to put the emphasis, the emphasis, if you will.
It almost felt like, oh, you have to buy a actual campsite when you come to Kentucky. That's what it kind of felt like to me.
But I would stay there again. It was good.
Yeah.
Right outside of Lexington. But it was a great jumping off point to then get up to my sister's house where we did some mooch docking, living off of her land and her property.
Yeah,
for
her
a
electricity, her water.
Thanks, sis.
Her entire house, so, you know.
It was really great. And we got to spend some really good quality time with my family. Miles got to spend time with his cousins. It was my dad's birthday.
Yep. Yeah, and for her dad's birthday, we went out to go to the Detroit River and fish walleye. So we were out there with Captain Jim and his first mate, Ron. And Miles caught the very first fish of the day, walleye of the day. And that evening, we had a big fish fry for her father's birthday.
Yeah, I think you guys caught what? 30 walleye.
Yep.
And if you've never had walleye, it is a really delicious, not too fishy fish.
Is it a Michigan type of fish? Like you can't get it anywhere else?
You're quizzing me on my own home state, and I'm not. Yes, I've only ever had walleye in Michigan, but if you've had it elsewhere, let us know. But it's great. I highly recommend coming to Michigan, if nothing else, just for the walleye.
Yeah, it was a beautiful day on the river too.
Unlike the day that we went to leave my sister's house, which was not a beautiful day.
It was torrential. When we showed up at her house, it was raining. When we left, it was raining. It's completely miserable, if you haven't done this, to set up and tear down a trailer in the middle of the rain. And then it rained all the way to our next destination.
Yes, we left my sister's house and headed north. And thankfully, I would say maybe when we were about an hour away from Mackinaw City, clouds parted.
Sun rays came down. There was music of angels and everything. And then we get to our Mill Creek campsite, which was beautiful, but it was mayfly season.
Oh, yes. So I had never, ever seen anything like this. So the campground in Mackinaw City that we were staying at, beautiful campground right on Lake Huron.
Yep.
And apparently mayflies come out only certain times of year, I guess in May, which it is now. That makes sense. And they swarm.
Yep.
Thousands and thousands of them. We're driving into our campsite and it's like a horror film. They're just buzzing around the car. We back our camper in. We're there for like 2 seconds. They have covered the entire surface.
It's like that Amityville horror scene where all the bees cover the window, or the birds for a movie. I mean, think of any other older movies for people to know about.
What are you doing?
Catching flies to try to reduce our population around our campsite.
Karate Kid style, apparently.
But it was so much. And in Florida we have
love bugs.
Love bugs, that's right. Thank you. I don't even know answers in my own state either. So in Florida we have love bugs, and they're really bad. But mayflies are like amped up. Bugs.
They are harmless, and it is part of hashtag lake life that you do have to deal with mayflies. Just a couple of weeks out of the year, but man, it was intense. However, we did find that building a campfire, lighting some citronella, sent them all away.
I was told that citronella candles help out with the mayflies, but I do believe instead we are preserving them for a future DNA sample, Jurassic World, Michigan.
It really wasn't a problem. It really didn't bother us other than the horror of when we were pulling in.
The shocking feeling was really the big part of it. But they do so much good for the ecological system in the lakes that, you can't be too mad at them.
Yeah, I read all up on it, but don't quiz me on that because I can't remember. But I will say we sort of conquered that problem and we felt like the Lord of the Mayflies.
There you go.
But it was really beautiful staying at that campground. Beautiful view of the Mackinaw Bridge. It was Memorial Day weekend. There was even this big fireworks display that happened.
Our neighbors said that some Richie Rich with a yacht out there was shooting them off, so we got the benefit from that.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if it was sponsored by somebody.
Allegedly, some Richie Rich with a yacht set off these fireworks. But regardless, they were gorgeous. It was after the most beautiful sunset right over the bridge. Just wonderful.
It really did. It felt like, I hate to be like overly cheesy, but it did feel very idyllic, very picturesque, aside from the flies. And we just had the most beautiful time. And we took the ferry over to Mackinac Island. If you're not familiar with Mackinac Island, it's an island located between the lower and the upper peninsulas of Michigan, right on Lake Huron, and there are no cars allowed on the island whatsoever. None. Cars at all. Lots of horses, lots of horse poop.
Yeah,
other than the poop, it was beautiful, beautiful island. Highly recommend it.
I would not consider Mackinac Island and horse poop together. But they are together, and you just need to navigate a little bit.
And you have to navigate it on your various modes of transportation, which would be walking, which we did a lot of. You do have to watch where you step.
Yep.
And
bicycle riding.
A lot of people either bring bicycles on the ferry ride over, or they rent bicycles when they're on the island. That's what I did. We had both of the dogs with us.
Yeah.
So I rented a bicycle, and I had a little pet carrier on the back that Brisket rode around in.
And I was walking Iggy, and Miles had a skateboard, and I had my skateboard. And you can't skate. There's big signs. You can't skateboard in the city. So once you walk out, the city's not that big of a downtown. But once you leave, you can start skateboarding. So Iggy pulled me. He was my mode of transportation.
A Bernedoodle powered skateboard.
Yes, there we go. So that's what we did. It was a lot of fun. I'm taking the sticker and putting it on the skateboard. I have been collecting stickers for everywhere that I've been taking out the board. Miles has a skateboard too, so we've been having some fun with that. So we're gonna put Michigan on.
Lots of area to ride bikes or in their case, skateboard, but then hiking trails as well. So we hiked up all of these steps up to a rock, Arch Rock, it's called, which allows you to look through it and you can see out to Lake Huron. It's just it's a really nice natural formation on the island that's very popular to go check out.
And then we did some miniature golfing. Miles he really wanted the miniature golf, and
there was like this tiny little miniature golf course. It was adorable.
And then we had some lunch, and then of course we ended up, it was late in the day, so we decided to head back. Back to our campground and just start a fire, push away all the mayflies, and enjoy the evening.
Yeah, it was a great visit. Next, we're going to be heading up across the Mackinaw Bridge, which is 5 miles long. It's a little intimidating when you stare at it to think about driving in a camper across it. But we're going to do it. We're going to drive across the Mackinaw Bridge and head up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Semi-pro tip. Do not Google accidents on the Mackinaw Bridge, because I got scared.
There haven't been many.
There haven't, but everyone says when you're driving an RV, you have to go very slow. It could be high winds. So I was very concerned about that as I was preparing to go across with it.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Yep. And we're going to head up and explore more of Michigan, kind of more uncharted Michigan. A lot of people don't know about the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
Is it up here? Up here? I don't know. I'm not very good with it.
It's above.
It's like a toupee of Michigan then.
I think we learned that it was like a rabbit jumping over the hand that is Michigan. But it's actually attached to Wisconsin. I think a lot of people maybe think it's part of Wisconsin.
A rabbit, huh?
Yeah, well, look at the shape of it. It kind of looks like a rabbit. I mean, we're stretching our imaginations, you know?
Kids, right?
Kids, huh? But yeah, it's kind of unspoiled wilderness up there. So can't wait to explore. I've never actually even spent any time up there growing up in southern Michigan. It's kind of a haul. So can't wait to see it and explore it.
Starting my new mission of checking off every Great Lake off the list.
Yes. Our next campsite, Lake Superior. Let's see. What you making?
Leftover ribs, tacos, a la eggs on top.
For breakfast.
Breakfast.
So this is a plant that Miles planted as a seed on our spring break trip when we were in Memphis. And he has made it all the way up to St. Louis with us, then back down to Florida. And now he is a dynamite. We have brought him with us now on our summer trip. And let's see how he does. I mean, he sprouted after getting jostled around on all of those trips. And he's still kicking. So hopefully this is good news for him. And Derek named him Robert Plant. So let's see how Robert Plant does this summer.